Over here, maybe? That side. So, welcome everybody to the Martin Segal Theatre Center here at the Graduate Center at CUNY. My name is Frank Hentschker, and I'm the Director of Programs and Executive Director. All year long, as you know, we have significant programs that hopefully inspire, programs that support our mission, which is to support and bridge academia and professional theater, international, and of course American theater. But what we are experiencing now for the next 2 days, I think, is one of the highlights of our entire year, and perhaps, also looking back over the decades. It's a follow-up to our very first Japan Playwright Project, where the young Toshiki Okada came, I think the first time to the US, maybe one of the first times out of Japan. And this time we cooked up a second version of it. It all started with Aya Ogawa, the brilliant translator from the Japanese, but also a performer and director, just participated in our Prelude Festival with her Suicide Forest. And Aya said, it's time we do something again. Plays are out there, playwrights, not everything travels, and they are very significant artists working, and we need to hear their voices. And what could I say? I said, of course, let's do it. And it's a very big undertaking. It took us 1.5 years of work, of thinking how to do it. We had an advisory board in Japan to suggest plays, an advisory board here in New York to look through the plays. And we had to contact the writers, see if they could come. We had to find great New York directors who really connect to the work. And it's a labor, I think, of true appreciation and of a global community. We work in a theater, happens locally, but we all have to think of it globally. And perhaps a play in Japan, in Belgium, or in South Africa might have more to do with us than a play which is written next door. So we need to hear all the voices. And if there's also one partner we have to thank, it is the great Japan Foundation. And Koji is here from that. The Japan Foundation, again, has supported this highly unusual project, even before we fully knew who the artists would be, because we really selected them, and they trusted us, and we still get them in the review time, but still, it's highly unusual that they also said, please do go ahead. We know what you guys are doing, and really thank you. And it's a great thing you helped to make happen. I think when we join forces like this, we with Segal, and then you helping us bring the people over, good things happen. And so now it's the day, so I really can't believe it. I'm very excited, very nervous also, because I know these are significant artists. I know how much work went in from all the directors. And we also thank Yoko Shoya from the Japan Society, who is here, who was also on the board, and many others who are here, John Gillespie, and so many friends. So it's unusual to start at 2 o'clock on a Monday afternoon in New York, but it's the only days we could get, the only times the playwright could come. All 3 of them came. One could not join us. Kuro Tonino, unfortunately, couldn't get out of rehearsals. It was very close to fly in just for an afternoon, but then his manager said, you're out of your mind, and forbidden. So again, thank you so much for coming. This is a most significant program, and I hope it will lead to much more. We hope to maybe create a festival to show these plays in repertoire, again, as we did with the first one. And so let's see. So maybe of the playwrights who are here and flew in from Japan, maybe put up your arms. So who were? Yes, you over there, and who else is here? Yeah. And let's start. Maybe we ask the director to give a short introduction also about the play, about the work, and of course we Satoko, where is she? Over there. So she's the writer. They came in on Sunday or Saturday. So it's a very big moment. It's the first time you're also in New York. In the US, as a child, you said you were here as a young kid. So it's a very big moment. So thank you for coming. And again, if you have a cell phone, now is the time to take out and double check. I'll do the same. Should be on mute and out. And tonight, after the third reading, after the second reading, we're going to have a reception in the archive bar around the corner. It's printed in the program in case you want to come back again. Thank you all for coming, and may the games begin, as we say. And here we go. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kristine Haruna Lee. I am a multi-hyphenate theater maker and have the great pleasure of showing up today as a director for Satoko Ichihara's play Favonia's Fruitless Fable. This is my first time meeting Satoko right here. さとこさんのこと初めて今ここで会っているのでちょっと緊張しています。I feel nervous and excited and very honored to have worked on this play as a staged reading. There are some incredible images, incredible, wild, chaotic images throughout the play that I worked with a projection designer, Matt Romine, to kind of expand and share with you guys today. And starring in this staged reading will be Chiwen Chang, Max Cosmo Kramer, and Kyo Kamisawa on stage directions. So without further ado,
Favonia's Fruitless Fable, Kemiko Fumowa, by Satoko Ichihara. English translation by Aya Ogawa. Winter, night. This is a back alley. It is dim and nothing can be seen clearly. There may be something hiding, or on the other hand, they may not. There is nothing definite about this place. During the day, children use this place to play house or war and transform the space into a house or battlefield. It is night, and me walks the back alley alone. Me might be a Favonia of Favonia's Fruitless Fable, or she may not. The audience may see me as Favonia, or they may not. There's nothing definite about me. 1. Invitation to fellatio.
I was walking down a street at night to buy new pumps because there was a rumor that real leather pumps were sold in a back alley late at night. My pumps were fake leather. Fake leather is good in the rain and low maintenance. They're light and cheap, but I would buy fake leather pumps and wear them and throw them out. Wear them, buy them, throw them away over and over, but it was time that I experienced the softness and quality of real leather.
Suddenly, Miss Consciousness seemed to drift far, far away. A superior at her office, Hiroshi, enters. This is the office where me works.
Yo.
Hello.
You change your hair?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
No, does it look like I have?
Not really.
Oh, really?
You should get a better hairstyle.
Uh-huh.
You're cute up close.
Oh, uh-huh.
You karaoke, don't you?
Oh, I don't karaoke much.
Huh? Don't lie. Why are you lying?
Oh,
What do you sing?
oh, I don't know.
Ayu, or Amuro, or Aiko, right?
Oh, yes, Ayu or Amuro or Aiko, yes.
Thought so. Most girls sing Ayu or Amuro or Aiko.
You're right. Ayu or Amuro or Aiko.
You wanna go together?
Oh, well. Uh-huh.
You could?
Huh?
You know, I do all my house chores. Makes my mind really sharp. I put water in the hot water maker and click the switch. While the water boils, I push the button on the washing machine. I use the Neo on the one rinse cycle. I put rice and water in the rice cooker on the no wash speed setting and push the switch. By then the water's boiling and I make tea. The tea is hot, so I slowly blow on it as I drink. That always makes me want to go to the bathroom, so I go with the newspaper. In the confined space of the bathroom, I can really focus. All this information about the Japanese economy gets absorbed in my mind. When I read with such focus, time passes. Then the laundry is done with a chime, beep, beep, beep. When it rings, I flush the toilet and hang the laundry out to dry. I hang my socks out first. Socks come in pairs, black with black, red with gray, so I hang each pair to a pin. That way, when I take the laundry in, they're already in pairs. Then I hang underwear. And the heat tech, and other clothes that aren't in pairs. By then, the rice will be ready. So I prepare the natto fermented soybeans, beep, beep, beep. I love natto. If I were asked what I'd like for my last supper, I might say, I want to eat natto. I put okra in my natto. Okra is slimy, so it's good for your body. It keeps you regular. You should put okra in your natto. Also,
Yes. I eat a lot of okra too. Even before you told me to. My mother always told me to eat it, but in a book I read recently, it said if you eat too many slimy foods, it'll actually make you constipated and other adverse effects. Too much is not good for your digestion. Same with mushrooms. People say mushrooms are good for your body, but if you eat too much, they have a component that makes your personality very arrogant.
Yeah, shut up. Let me finish. Don't try to interrupt me, because right now, I'm the one who's talking. All you gotta do is nod and chime in with the uh-huhs. If you're an ordinary person, you just relax. Right now, your job is to nod. You're on uh-huh duty. I just showed you how to do it. Nobody's talking about mushrooms. Anyway, I already know that about mushrooms. The importance of eating things in moderation is something everyone knows already. I'm not stupid. Are you implying that I eat too much mushrooms? Fuck off. I don't eat too much. I eat them in moderation. Why do I have to hear about mushrooms from a woman like you? What, are you an idiot? I can't enjoy such ordinary conversation. Everything you try to talk about, I can predict from your first word. I already know everything. From your second word, I ready my response based on what I foresee your point being, and I'm basically always correct. Textbooks were like that for me. In middle school, I only studied for a month and got into the best high school in my hometown. Whenever I read the first sentence in a textbook, I already knew what the rest of it said. But college admissions were a different story. Elite universities had different standards for language. I barely studied language because language was Japanese, and I've been speaking Japanese since I was born. I didn't think I had to study it. I could understand the language standard for my fallback schools, but the really elite schools had much higher standards. I was surprised by that difference. But in the end, I hadn't studied, so that was that. In the end, who cares about university? I can read the paper in the bathroom in the morning. You're cute up close.
Real leather, real leather, real leather. Me falls down after a while, then comes to. There she is, in the back alley.
Real leather gets better with age. It conforms to the shape of my feet and becomes a perfect fit. Not only that, but small nicks heal themselves naturally like living skin. It's a miracle. It's as if they're an extension of my body. Take off the fake leather and wear real leather. to become a new me, then The urge to find real leather pumps when we get stressed out is the way of women in this world.
2. The other me.
Tonight, I will be meeting my other self. The fact that we each have another self that exists in the world is something that only some people know. Fighting one's other self at times results in murder. That is also a known fact. It is also said that the surviving self must eat the flesh of the dead self. They say that makes the surviving self strongest and that her flesh is incomparably delicious. But all of this is taboo, so the media never reports on it. They're different from doppelgangers. Their faces don't look alike. People's faces are changed by their way of life. People with twisted personalities have twisted faces. People aren't born ugly, they become ugly. But is it really that bad to have a twisted personality? Sometimes I wish people thought I had a bad personality. I'm a straightforward, good person, so I have a straightforward face, but sometimes I wonder why my face is so neat when I look at it in the mirror at night. How boring. Anyway, I've gone off on a tangent. Apparently one's other self is born when it splits off at some point around puberty. It's a self with other potential, a lost self, a self that has lived another life that you may have lived. That's the kind of life the other me is living, they say. I can be me because my other self exists. Without her, people wouldn't be able to tolerate me, and the same goes for my other me. Because of my existence, my other self is able to tolerate her own existence. We make each other's existence possible, so they say. However, everything I've told you up till now is all a hypothesis. These things are not certain, and since the topic is taboo worldwide, research has not advanced in any country.
The other me too, enters blissfully.
Oh, excuse me! Have you seen real leather pumps being sold around here?
Real leather pumps?
Yes, I came to buy real leather pumps.
They sell pumps one alley over, but they're fake leather and terribly made. They'll make your feet bleed. Your shoes will be full of blood. My friend who was a ballerina wore those pumps and now she can't dance. Poor thing.
That's horrible.
These days there seem to be more and more women looking for real leather pumps. I live nearby and I'm frequently asked, what's the story?
There are rumors among women, haven't you heard?
What? No, huh? So that's why. But why is everyone looking for real leather pumps?
Everyone longs for them, especially women. They're soft and quality.
I'm a woman and I don't understand at all.
Wait, you don't wear shoes?
I'm already wearing shoes.
No, you're not.
I'm wearing real leather pumps.
What are you talking about? You're barefoot. That's dangerous. You'll bloody your feet.
Yes, I will, but they will heal and grow stronger and stronger. All of us humans are born wearing real leather pumps. Why would you wear real leather pumps over your real leather pumps? Why would you bloody your feet wearing man-made pumps? If your feet are going to get bloodied anyway, let them get bloody wearing your own real leather pumps. Take care of your real leather pumps.
Me?
Me? Oh.
Me? You're a bit rugged. But I feel jealous. You're beautiful.
Really? Thank you. But who cares about that?
Let's not murder each other. I'm stronger than you in every respect. I'm the one who has not lived feebly. I have lived listening to only my own voice. Your arms are so thin! In the 6th grade, my armpit hair was already thick. I'd shave and shave, but they grew back thicker. I couldn't participate in swimming class. I plucked out the hair, but that made me bleed. I begged my mother to take me to a permanent hair removal place, didn't I? You went, but I didn't. That is where we split apart, and I was born. If I may be blunt, I'm very popular with men. I don't know why. My makeup is haphazard and I cut my own hair. I'm not particular about my clothes.
Once I asked a man I was with, why are you with me? He said, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I said. Then after some thought, he said, you kind of smell good. Apparently I smell good. Hair locks in smell. Isn't the smell of sweat a natural perfume? Pheromones? My body hair retains more pheromones than women who shave. Are you popular with men?
I'm pretty popular.
I'm sure you're wearing man-made charm. That's nothing. It's like showing men the word woman and attracting them to you. Look, a woman. All I have to do is make eye contact and meow, and they meow back. That's it. Why do you want to be popular? Are you lonely? Are you afraid to be alone? Loneliness that brings people together is still loneliness. Life is much more fun than that. That's right, me. It's me. I was drinking by myself at a bar. I was thinking about something. It's my nightly habit to nurse a glass of whiskey. Some might think it's pretentious, but this is my nature. I was saying I like to drink whiskey every night to a teller at Mizuho Bank, and the young girl said, that's so cool. It isn't cool. I'm not being pretentious. Haruki isn't being pretentious. He eats pistachio and croissant because that's his nature. That's Haruki. And this is me, I told the girl. She was shocked. You know Haruki Murakami? Everyone has their own nature. I am all natural. Wait, what was I talking about? Yes! So, the other day, I went into a bar I'd never been to. There was a woman like me, drinking alone. She ordered several Scotch whiskies. So, I asked her, do you like Scotch? She said, yes, I do. But there are so many kinds of Scotch with so many different flavors. Oh yes, fruity, sweet, oily. We really hit it off and talked about different types of whiskey. I met her several times at that bar after that. One night, we decided to grab a bite because we were hungry. We left the bar and walked. There was a sign for a cabaret club. It was a collage of a lot of Photoshopped girls. She looked at it and said, oh. And I had a strange feeling. Yes, it was just a strange feeling. Then we went to, I think, a barbecue grill place. We ordered some meat, and since I like garlic, I ordered 3 orders of foil-wrapped garlic. She was surprised. She said, your mouth will smell. It's fine. You're quite a snob. My body craves garlic, so I must accommodate. Otherwise, poor me. Yeah, so I ate garlic and she ate meat. Sometimes I ate meat and she ate garlic. That night, we missed the last train. She let me stay in her apartment. I used her shower, and when I came out, the room was dark. She was lying down on the mattress next to the window. There was no other place for me, so I lay down with my back towards her. Then, she slid her hand in between my thighs.
Me too sliced her hand in between me's thighs.
After a while, she came on top of me, her full breasts pressed against mine. They bounced against each other, and then she reached down and squeezed my breasts.
Me too takes me's hand and makes her scoop her breasts from below and covers them.
It's quite a night. Yes?
So why were you telling me all of this?
I don't know. I was just talking. I was just telling you about something that happened.
Huh? What am I supposed to get from that?
I don't know. It's not for me to decide. That's your choice. You're free to feel however you feel. In fact, you can receive that freedom or not. You're free. You're free to buy man-made real leather pumps, or you're free to wear your own real leather pumps. It may be fun to live like that. That's my choice. But I will live wearing my own real leather pumps since I'm going to be bloody anyway.
You...
That's right, me. It's me. You want to get a drink?
All right.
They're in a bar.
Oh, how I wish I had huge breasts like they have in those erotic manga, man.
Yes, that might be nice.
But big-breasted women are obsessed with their boobs, and they're usually ugly. They wear short shorts and tight tees, and they trap their purse straps between their boobs. And stupid men get caught by them. That's why they're obsessed with boobs and men. One day, their boobs will sag. I guess that's just how it is.
It is. It's alright. It's still a privilege.
Big boobs are great, I guess. I wish I were popular.
I thought you said you were popular.
Oh, I am pretty popular.
What do you do?
As you can see, I'm just a regular office worker.
Oh, how I envy you.
Huh? Anyone can do it.
What, office work?
Yeah.
I envy you. Wait! Is that your uniform?
Yeah.
How I envy you.
Huh?
I don't want to be a mindless office worker, just making copies and shredding paper all day, spend the whole day without a thought. I can't believe you can really live like that. I'd love to spend the day like that. I would love to stop thinking. I envy you. And my boobs would be huge. My boobs would sway as I walk, and stupid men would make fun of me. Hey, Holstein, whose only merit is being cute. Go make some copies. I'll listen to their talk, yeah, marry one of them, a mindless office worker. How wonderful.
How wonderful! A Holstein, how wonderful! I want to be one just once. I want to be called a Holstein.
Me Too approaches me. The air is tense. There might be a murderous battle when Me now has a huge chest.
Make people all over the world drink the liquid that comes out of your body. Mooing, you pervert. They call cows that produce lots of milk super cows. That's so erotic and nasty. Nasty Ms. Holstein! It's so wonderful. You're bringing tears to my eyes. Moo, moo, moo! See you around. Nasty Ms. Holstein.
Moo, lick, lick, lick. Moo, lick, lick, lick. Moo, lick, lick. Moo, lick, 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 lick, lick. She's in the back alley.
Since I met my other self, I've had to reconsider my way of life. My other self talked about her freedom. I too want to only listen to my voice. I ought to live wearing my own real leather pumps. But I read magazines and I study the fashion trends. Military mix, normcore, one-tone coordinates. I buy them. Some nights before I sleep, I chant, I will get married, I will get married, I will get married. But quickly I forget and stop. Though I swear secretly to repeat this ritual until I die.
Me starts dancing as if like a marionette. She's being manipulated by some invisible force.
I am being danced by someone. Someone is making me dance.
Me allows herself to dance fully.
But it's fun. In fact, I will dance.
Yo.
Spurrier suddenly enters.
Moo.
Hey, you want to go karaoke?
Moo.
Have you been out all night?
Moo, moo.
You a Holstein?
Moo, moo, moo.
Me embraces Spurrier, pushing her breast into him.
Moo.
Spurrier shoves me away. Me falls to the ground, face down, pathetically. Spurrier slaps Me's buttock as if to say, stand up. Me stands up on all fours like a cow and begins to crawl clumsily. Spurrier approaches me, loosening his belt. Me and Spurrier disappear. Three, a meaningless fight. Me enters as if she has been hurled onto the ground, face down in a pathetic state.
I was walking down a street at night to buy new pumps. There was a rumor that real leather pumps were sold in a back alley late at night. My pumps were fake leather. These days, the world is full of fake leather pumps. Why is that? Every shoe store sells fake leather pumps. These days, all the women who walk the streets are bleeding from their heels. They question these circumstances but can't do anything. They say, oh well, whatever, but somewhere they wanted to experience the softness and quality of real leather.
Suddenly, Miss Consciousness seems to drift far, far away. Speria enters.
I got drunk with my office superior, Hiroshi. After we did karaoke all night, we made out, I gave him a blowjob, and then we started to go steady. The way Hiroshi speaks, his appearance and his face, I didn't like any part of him. I hated all of him. I knew, well, I should drink in moderation, but I always ended up saying whatever and drinking too much.
Hey,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I haven't said anything.
Oh.
Hey, you know, socks come in pairs, black with black, gray with gray, and so on. So clip them in pairs when you hang them to dry. That way it's easier when you take them to laundry. You ignore the pairs and hang them haphazardly, so the person who folds the laundry, in other words me, I could go through a lot of trouble. If you took more responsibility and took in the laundry yourself, I'd let it go. I do have that much lenience, but you don't. You lie around and you eat boogers or like sweet natto. I feel disgusted just looking at you. You're a woman, so you're used to stockings that connect both your feet. You know what it feels like for me, for men whose socks are separated. You just stuff your face with sweet natto.
I have worn socks, you know. When it's cold. And inside I wear gelato Peking socks. The fuzzy kind, the thick rim socks.
Shut up. Don't interrupt me. Who cares whether you've worn socks before? That's not what I'm talking about right now. I was trying to send a message about being more considerate and using socks as an example, but you didn't get that at all. You just got worked up about socks, about wearing thick socks in winter. What are you, a fool? Give me back the time I wasted talking about this. That's what I have to say to you.
Hiroshi, what you say is hard to understand. Is it my fault? Am I stupid?
Shut up. You and your talk. You're trying to tell me to be more sympathetic towards you. Listen to yourself. I'm putting in so much work to converse with a fool like you, and you're trying to turn it around in your foolish way. Before you tell other people what to do something about your own idiocy. That's what I have to say to you.
You are horrible. You call me a fool, but fools actually possess wisdom, you know. Don't make fun of fools.
What the hell are you talking about? I give up! Are you fucking crazy? I did call you a fool, but I wasn't referring to the archetype of the fool. It was a convenient word, but you're all hung up on that word. Just like with the socks, you get hung up on the weirdest details. You get hung up on my calling you a fool. You defend the fool in literature. Obviously, I know that the fool actually had wisdom. I wasn't making fun of the fool. In fact, I wasn't even talking about the fool. I was just using the term in a generic sense. When you said I was horrible, you were really just upset that I called you a fool. You must have realized I was saying you and not the fool were stupid, but you were distracted by the fool and wasted time defending it. Are you kidding? Loser. By the way, let me add that the fool may have possessed wisdom when he used his wits, but in his daily life was full of holes, and that gap created his charm. He's a charmer, that archetype. So calling the fool foolish is not making fun of him. It's coming from a place of love and familiarity.
Does that mean you find me charming too? Is it coming from a place of love and familiarity?
Shut up! Are you kidding? You're not charming at all! Is this Are You Crazy Part 2? I was talking about the fool! You, on the other hand, are an idiot anytime, any day, loser!
You're horrible! You're too horrible! I am holding back violent emotions all the time! Hiroshi, you always make fun of me, so you never feel such violent feelings. That makes me feel even angrier. But you feel nothing, and that's why grows wider, and that makes me feel even angrier. It's a vicious cycle. I'm always the one suffering. I'm in pain. I'm sorry.
Oh, hey.
I'm sorry.
Listen, the way you suddenly forced the conversation in that direction really disgusts me. What? Can you please listen to what I have to say?
You're always so calm. The way you talk enrages me. Why are you so condescending?
You're always distracted by what's in front of you. Before you get upset about the way I talk, can you just listen to what I'm saying? Let's be rational.
Oh, cockroach!
Mi starts smacking the area around her with her shoe as if trying to squash a cockroach. She hits Spurrier several times. She beats him with increasing hatred. Spurrier then hits her back once on the head.
I'm not a cockroach. You're horrible.
I'm not a cockroach either.
I'm so angry that you look like a cockroach to me, Hiroshi. That's terrifying. I can't believe anything, even myself. But Hiroshi, you're not angry, and yet you pretended that I look like a cockroach. You hit me out of malice. How could you, Hiroshi? You're insane. It's horrifying.
Is this Are You Crazy Part 3? You're a hopeless loser. I could just say that I saw you as a cockroach too. I was just one of the bees and you look like a cockroach to me.
You didn't see me as a cockroach, Hiroshi. No way. Would you slap a cockroach with your bare hand? No!
If I were to do things your way, I could say that I too hold such violent emotions that, yes, I would slap cockroaches with my head.
You're horrible. You thought I was a cockroach? I'm not a cockroach. You mistook your loved one for a cockroach, Hiroshi. You're insane. That's horrifying.
Spurrier suddenly starts doing a slapping dance.
Stop it! Stop it!
Hey. You know, I didn't lose. Let me just say this. You said I was condescending, but I have solid grounds to brag right here. I have a giant cock, as you know. In other words, my giant cock is the grounds. I have a giant cock. I have a giant cock. I have a giant cock. My grounds for bragging lie in my giant cock. When I failed my entrance exams, that's what I chanted. Women who have giant tits have them where everyone can see. They use their giant tits when they're in trouble to overcome crisis. All they have to do is push them together. It's not fair. I wish I could use my giant cock to overcome crisis, but my giant cock is down here. It's hard to make it stand out. My ex-girlfriend, who was beautiful and had huge tits, got married and had a baby, and she sent me pics of her kid. Are you kidding? The kid's not cute at all. Shitty brat. What the fuck? You fucking crazy? She used to be heads over heels for me. Every time she sends me pics, I chant, I have a giant cock. I have a giant cock. On the way to McDonald's, there's a shitty boutique. The shitty-smelling old ladies in the neighborhood go there for owl prints, leopard prints, dog prints, all shit-colored, vomit-colored clothes, all tunics and other shapeless old lady clothes laid on this tiny store. It's disgusting. They're old ladies inside the boutique with heavy makeup caked on their faces like nomads with putrid breath, eating lipstick, selling weird clothes to their putrid friends, soiling the town with their putrid breath. Who the fuck do they think they are? And even then, I chant, I have a giant cock. I have a giant cock. And as I chant, my giant cock climbs up my body. Now look at where it is now. Now, in a moment of crisis, I can now use my cock to overcome it, like women do. I'm invincible now. I've decided to wear only skin-tight tops from now on.
Real leather, real leather, real leather, real leather, real leather. Real leather gets better with age. It conforms to the shape of my feet and becomes a perfect fit. Not only that, but small nicks heal themselves themselves naturally like living skin. It's a miracle. It's as if they're an extension of my body. Take off the fake leather and wear real leather to become a new me, and then I'll...
He falls down and comes to. Sees in the back alley.
When I get stressed out, the urge to find real leather pumps. That's the way of the women in this world.
4. Crossroad of Dreams. Huddle man appears. He's holding the head of a female doll. The doll's mouth is a big gaping hole. The man is thrusting his giant cock in and out of the doll's mouth.
This right here. When there's this rock-solid fit, my confidence that was at 0% begins to recover. Because of my giant cock, I never tried that hard at anything. I failed at many things and have had my share of struggles. At times like that, I fit this here, rock solid, and my self-confidence comes back. That's how I've lived up till now. So there are benefits and disadvantages to having a giant cock. I'd say in the end, they come balance each other out. I met her a month ago at Y Mobile. When I was drunk, I dropped my cell phone. I reported it to the police, but after a month, it still hadn't been found, so I went to Y Mobile to look into other options. I got drunk and dropped my phone.
Yes, that happens.
What should I do?
Let's switch you over to a new device and make sure your lost phone can't be used.
So that's what happened. I had been using a flip phone, so I thought I'd switch to a smartphone. How do I use lying? And one thing led to another, and that's how she arrived here, at my cock. Fellatio is the crossroad of dreams. In my case, I do without kissing or any other foreplay, and put it in her mouth straight away. No penetration or pillow talk afterwards either. They're just fellatio by itself. That is why it means so much. You might think me a savage beast to do this with my giant cock, but I am just human. I live with my mind. I am proud of my humanity. I am so human, I'm headstrong, rock solid. Going right in rock solid doesn't feel good to me either. Shoving a rock solid thing into something else is just animal. I'm rock solid now, but I usually start out soft and get rock solid inside the mouth. That's why rock solid means so much. If I go straight at her rock solid, eek. She's surprised. She's scared off. She might even call the cops. So I have to assess her. Can I go for it or not? In the end, I just go for it. I have a giant cock. I chant. And when I get to make my move rock solid, it's like, yes, she may hesitate, but ultimately she put me in her mouth and I cheer for her. Good job, you're doing great! She's encouraged by my cheering and she gets into it. And so do I. Thank you, you're amazing. You're a major leaguer. Oh, sometimes we hit a lull in the middle and she starts getting rational. What am I doing? Oh, look at my split ends. Maybe I should try silicone-free shampoo? Hey, in a hurry, I cheer her on harder. Good job! It's not scary. Stay focused. Keep going. Oh. 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 Like that. So, you see, there are many thoughts that cross my mind. That is how fellatio is the crossroad of dreams. Recently, a disembodied spirit has been coming to me to give blowjobs. I don't have to plan a time and a place. I can get a blowjob anytime I want. I don't even use my new smartphone. Who needs it? Your own mind is the best PC. Man can do anything as long as he has his mind. I am so human, I'm headstrong, rock solid. Huh? Is that a cat?
Oh, a cat?
Cats do live in these back alleys. Achoo! Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm getting a cold.
Yeah. I bet holding that cat would be warm like a hot water bottle.
I want to pet the cat.
Achoo! Yeah? All right. Here, kitty, kitty, come here.
Here, kitty, kitty, meow, meow, kitty, kitty. Kitty won't come out.
I'm sorry. If I had more money, I'd buy some fancy feast and draw it out. All because of this. I'm sorry. I wish you could warm up with that cat. Oh, the cat is crying so close, but I can't reach it. Happiness is so close.
but I'm powerless to make him mine. Dear God, I cannot reach the gap. How did I become such a man? If I am reborn, I'll study hard and become a higher-end man. Then I think to touch a cat. It's all right. Meow, meow, kitty, please come out. Meow, please come out.
Dole begs the cat to come out.
Please,
Ma also sits in Dogeza in a hurry.
please,
Ma and dog keep begging.
please,
The sight of them is horrifying.
please, please.
Me, unable to bear it any longer, comes out of the shadow.
I'm sorry. I was pretending to be a cat.
Hey! Hey!
Ma violently grabs me's neck.
Wait.
It wasn't a cat?
Hi, the moon and the back alley merchant.
I was walking down a street at night to buy new pumps. There was a rumor that real leather pumps were sold in a back alley late at night. Finally, tonight, I will get my hands on real leather pumps. At the end of this alley, there will be a concert, and there, apparently, they will be selling real leather pumps. Cheap. At long last, I will experience the joy of getting real leather pumps. I am there, gathered with many other women. What a strange sight to see so many women filling the alley. Everyone is wearing fake leather pumps. Of course, I am too, but tonight will be the last. I found out about tonight's concert on my smartphone.
Me takes out her smartphone from her pocket and pulls out an image of Mao Meizi.
This is the famous Chinese singer Mao Meizi. He's like the Elton John of China. Tonight, he is going to sing his song, The Sun and the Cobbler on Main Street. It's his response to The Moon and the Back Alley Merchant. The Moon and the Back Alley Merchant is a well-known song, but for those of you who don't know it, it was broadcast as part of a children's program called Let's Play with Chinese. The song is in Chinese, so I couldn't fully understand, but the accompanying animation showed a back alley with soup dumplings and chai buns and shrimp dumplings floating around. And as a child, I thought the song was about selling dim sum in a back alley. When I read the actual lyrics on the website, I found out there was a disparity between the lyrics and the animation. The back alley merchant sells real leather pumps. Pumps in rainbow colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, purple, all lined up. What a beautiful sight. But only God knows those are fake leather pumps. Nobody notices how their heels bleed and weep. What do you think? As you can see, this song is about pumps, not dim sum. Some Chinese-speaking people made a fuss about it. Why is the animation about dim sum? Horror, tremors, yes. And women who heard The Moon and the Back Alley Merchant began to go to the back alleys to buy real leather pumps. We've been brainwashed. Horror, tremors, yes. I myself was completely brainwashed. I can't believe myself. I can't believe this world. Horror, tremors, yes. And apparently the brainwashing of women using songs like this is spreading all over the world. Horror, tremors, yes. But why brainwash women? There was a big conspiracy.
Mao Meizi's manager enters. This is a Japanese person imitating a Chinese person. The imitation is not of an actual Chinese person, but a caricature of a Chinese person as presented in a Japanese media. The gathering. It is packed with women. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for gathering. I am Mao Meizi's manager. Nice to meet you. You all come here. Very clever. Only chosen person can come here. Those who listen to Mao Meizi's The Sun and the Cobbler on the Main Street. The sunlight shine down on you and warm up your body and deprogram your brainwashing from the moon and the back alley merchant. Everyone, your real life begin tomorrow.
Woohoo! Sun! Sun!
But one thing, I'm sorry, Mao Meizi cannot come tonight. Upset stomach.
What? That's unacceptable. Hey, what are we going to do if you can't deprogram us?
Calm down, everyone, but it's all right. In fact, I brought DVD. it has same effect. It will deprogram the moon and the back alley magic.
What? Really? Whew, thank God. Oh, good. Yeah, what a relief.
Yes. But before that, we sell their leather pumps.
Oh my God.
My associates smuggled these from an Italian shoemaking school. Masterpiece made by 2% elite craftsmen. So wonderful, so wonderful. These are authentic. Fits like your own skin. Your heels, no bleed, no way. Every night, polish them with nutritional skin cream. You not let go of these shoes all your life. Nutritional skin cream is 20,000 yen per bottle. But today, I offer special set.
What? Really?
This is a super special set sale. You put cream on your face every night, right?
Yes, I do.
This cream has everything. Coenzyme, collagen, jojoba oil, placenta, everything in there. It's best for human skin too. It makes skin very soft. Soft and supple. No wrinkles. Scratches heal right away. So soft. Like a woman soft.
Really? I want it. How much is it? That's a real question.
Cheap. 1 million yen. What? Is it expensive? This real leather.
Oh, I can't buy that. 1 million yen, right?
How long you forced to dance? Don't you want to walk in a real leather pumps down Main Street in sunlight?
I want to, of course we want to.
Did you see website? Why their leather pumps disappear from Japan? Why they all fake leather? Why you all brainwashed? You forgot everything. You there, answer.
Oh, me? All right. First, it was for profit.
Right?
Cheap fake leather pumps don't last long. They scuff easily and they're stiff. They hurt your feet and make them bleed. They're ruined quickly, so you have to buy new ones right away. And the shops only sell cheap fake leather pumps, so we're forced to buy cheap fake leather pumps again. Since they're cheap and fake, we treat them poorly and they get ruined. It's a downward spiral.
Yes, and?
So as we live like this, we start thinking we want real leather. We walk the back alleys in search of real leather. I mean, we're brainwashed into walking the alleys, so we do, and we wear out our cheap fake leather pumps and they get ruined even faster and we have to buy another pair.
Yes. You spend 3-5 million yen on fake leather pumps in your lifetime. But you think $1 million is cheap. Borrow money to buy. Stop buying pumps. You save money. Your feet won't bleed. They fit best. Only good things. And?
Yes, it's to dominate women. Because of these pumps, we never have any money, so we flirt with men to make them treat us to meals. In the alleys, there are perverts. Many women are victims of sex crimes. Above all, women lose their confidence when they wear fake leather. They spend their lives hoping they will have real leather someday, so wearing fake leather now feels incomplete, and they lose confidence. They search and search but cannot find real leather. And myself without real leather continues. When humans live in scarcity, we tend to want to believe that the person we meet in the alley is our other self. And this can lead to murder. Right now, I only have 30,000 yen on me. Is it okay if I pay the rest on a payment plan?
Yeah. He takes the money. Me takes off her pumps and puts on the new pair that the manager had prepared. She savors the fit and the sensation of the shoes.
It is great. After all, I can finally wear these real leather pumps. I am complete. That's right. That is because women are by far the superior organism over men. Women are smart and have communication skills. We do lose our rationale sometimes, but we have an intuitive understanding of what goes beyond reason. We have elastic minds. Not just our minds, but flexible bodies too. We have a charm that enchants men. The only thing that men can beat women at is brute force. That is why men have used brainwashing to take away money from women and strip our confidence. Men are terrified of women and women hate men. Men can sense this unconsciously, which deepens their fear and makes them want to control women even more, and this makes women hate men even more. Men played at murder as children. We women played house out of love and inventiveness. It is the end of the era of men. Men, acknowledge your defeat gracefully, then women will stop hating you.
Okay, play DVD and done. She's in the back alley.
I was walking down the street to buy new pumps. There was a rumor that real leather pumps were sold in a back alley late at night. My pumps were fake leather. The world is drowning in fake leather pumps. That's why women on the street all wear cheap fake leather pumps as their heels bleed. Somewhere, I know I will find real leather pumps. As we walk, there are many perverts in the back alley. There is a growing number of women who are victims of sex crimes. Also many incidents in shoe fraud aimed at women. This has exhausted our minds and bodies, and yet I could not stop myself from walking the alleys.
The other me too, enters, her heels making a percussive sound against the ground.
Are you going to buy real leather pumps?
Yes, I heard they were selling them in the back alley. Me?
Yes, me. It's me.
Well, what are you doing dressed like that?
I became an office worker. I've never worn a uniform before. In grade school and middle school, I wore my own clothes. I had a uniform in high school, but it was the color of green pepper. I just couldn't accept it. So my friends Ami and Kaoru and Masaki gathered signatures for a petition and got rid of the uniform policy. I wonder what they're up to now. We were so young and bold and cute. We had fun with fashion trends. We celebrated our youth. We picked up guys and toyed with them. We didn't know what to do with our bodies. They ran away every time. How I miss those days. So I never had a uniform my whole life. But when I met you the other day, I thought I wanted to try wearing a uniform.
I see. How unexpected. I didn't think you'd ever wear a uniform because you valued freedom so much.
But wearing a uniform is a different kind of freedom. Also, if I'm really honest, I don't really like whiskey either. I want to be cool in front of you. I went home and felt so embarrassed. I put on airs. I couldn't get over it for 3 days. I actually like Kahlua and milk. It keeps me regular. Here, am I boring you? Are you okay?
Me?
Yes, me. It's me. I said some pretty pretentious things, but actually I was always very insecure. Meeting you, I realized that I was always acting tough.
Me, your pumps!
Yes, they're fake leather. I wear these pumps and bleed from my heels and put on band-aids at home and wear compression socks and take vitamin C to prepare for the next day. But I don't have any money. Before I started working at the office where I am, I was looking for work to buy these pumps while I had a part-time job selling cell phones for Y Mobile. I wanted to sell phones. I was scared of SoftBank and Docomo, but I thought Y Mobile would be okay. There, I didn't know at all what I was doing, but I learned how to use Line and Sumutsumu.
Stop it, me! I don't want to hear such snobbish stories from you. I'm in charge of all things snobbish. I could tolerate myself because of you, but now I feel like I can't tolerate myself anymore.
The Russian playwright Anton Chekhov said if a rifle appears on stage, it must go off. In other words, if a phallus appears on stage, it must ejaculate, especially if it's a giant cock. That's why, since I'm a woman, I must secrete breast milk, especially because I have huge tits. That's the way the world works.
The stage becomes bright and Me Too is scantily dressed. She has enormous breasts, and from between her big breasts grow a huge phallus. In her uniform pocket, she has a hot dog bun.
I exchanged information with a male Y Mobile client online, and I put his cock in my mouth. The first time was after work. We met to eat ramen, I think. He had asked me to go out for ramen. We were going to meet in front of a convenience store. I was hungry, so I bought a hot dog bun. It's only 100 yen and pretty filling. Do you know? They're delicious. They have margarine inside. Hot dog buns are the best, cheap and delicious. So when I had the bun in my mouth, the man showed up and saw me and said, "If you eat that, you won't be able to eat ramen." But I said ramen alone will fill me up. I thought I'd curb my appetite with this bun. The man laughed. And in the bathroom of the convenience store, I took his giant manhood, in other words, his giant cock, and put it in my mouth. Since then, I put his giant cock in my mouth every night. I have a giant cock for a nightcap, not whiskey. I'm sorry I lied. And then one night, in my sleep, I mistook this man's giant cock for a hot dog bun, and I blew off his giant cock and ate it! The man screamed, "It's not a hot dog bun!" And that woke me up, but it was too late. It was delicious. After I ate his giant cock, he died. And then, in between my huge breasts, grew a giant cock. So now I am big-breasted and huge cocked.
We cannot tell anymore who she is.
And I was pregnant. So I gave birth to a boy, and he had a really big cock. And I gave my baby milk from my huge breasts. I raised him, and he called me Holstein. "Hey, Holstein, give me milk," he'd say. I'd moo and give him milk. He was adorable. Since he was born, my breasts have produced milk the whole time. I have too much milk. Goodness. If I don't let it out, my breasts get hard and painful. Do you want some fresh squeezed milk? I can make it Kahlua milk.
Me wraps the store around Me Too's neck and drums her to death. Me exits, drawing Me Too's body. Dancing. Me enters, dizzily, eating the bun.
I was walking down a street at night to buy new pumps. There was a rumor that real leather pumps were sold in a back alley late at night. My pumps were fake leather. I grilled me's flesh and ate it like steak, little by little every day. It was delicious. I wonder if this makes me my strongest possible self. I'm lying, I didn't eat her. Since I heard about hot dog buns for me, I can't help but eat them. I have this tendency to eat things that I've seen or heard about other people eating. Why is that? Why am I like this? When I was a kid, I'd tie a string around some bread and hang it into the gutter to catch crawfish. There were tons of crawfish in the gutter, and I would catch tons of them. I love bread. I wanted to eat the bread and felt conflicted about using it to catch stinky crawfish. It seemed like a good deal for the crawfish. Such soft, sweet, white food shouldn't exist in the gutter. The crawfish would go into a frenzy and I would catch countless of them on my line. I used the bread out of spite. I filled my bucket full of crawfish, and in the bucket, the crawfish began to eat each other. I wondered where my bread went. I took the crawfish home and kept them in the scorching sun in the yard. The water in the bucket boiled and the crawfish were cooked. They turned a vibrant red and curled up. If I had peeled those freshly boiled crawfish and eaten them, would I have gotten my bread back? The crawfish offered me nothing in return. They just took my bread and died selfishly. And I had somehow killed someone. I wish it were a human tendency. I wish I had been brainwashed. I wish it had been a gift from God. I wanted an explanation for why I had been made to dance like this. Why am I like this? Nevertheless, what is fueling my innards right now is a hot dog bun. That is the truth. It is also true that dancing generates heat in one's body. So what makes my body warm is not a song nor the sun, but myself. That's the truth. I am definitely being danced by someone. Someone is dancing me. But it is fun. In fact, I will dance.
Since you flew all the way here, from Japan, we have to hear a little bit from you. And sit down, and if you want to sit around here. Aya. And sit here. Share a mic. Thank you again, and that was a brilliant, also a great translation. Well done. So first of all, Aya graciously not only helped to produce the festival, translated things, helped us to select the playwright she also said I can translate. So you are a participant, of course, but also will help a little bit. So what are her reactions? Yeah. Satoko, tell us a little bit.
すっごく面白かったです。It was really, really fun. 今ちょっとびっくりしてあまりまだ言葉にならないです。
I'm in a little bit of shock right now. I can't quite articulate myself.
Try.
もう映像も素晴らしかったし、俳優さんの演技も素晴らしかっ
The
た。
video projections were amazing. The actors were amazing.
あとこんなにコメディだったんだなって気づきました。
And I just realized that I'd written a comedy.
Was it a tragedy? Did you think it was a tragedy?
そうですね、もっとみんなシリアスに受け止めて、シリアスな作品だと自分もちょっと思ってしまってました、それで。
Yes, actually, the audience reaction in Japan is much more serious, so I thought I had written something, quite serious.
Tell us a little. What was the idea for that work?
なんか作品どういうふうに作ったのじゃなくて、どういうことを考えて
そうですね、私がこの時靴屋でバイトしてまして、そこから発想が出てきて、で、そうですね、日本は結構男性中心的な社会なので、そこから自分が日々受けているストレスとかを反映した作品になっていると思います。
So I had actually had a part-time job working in a shoe store, and that's kind of where it started. And Japan, as you might know, is a very male-centered society. So all the stress that had been accumulated inside me from dealing with kind of the daily attitudes of men kind of came out in this way.
Was it your first play you wrote?
書いた戯曲ですか？
初めてではないです。10作ぐらい目だと思います。
This is about my 10th play.
About the 10th play. So tell us a little bit, where do you come from the writing? Did you were a novelist, right? Did you study playwriting? How did you get to the theater?
どうやって演劇に到着したんですか？この作品の前はどういう旅をしてきたんですか？
私は高校から演劇を勉強してまして、それは俳優に最初はなりたくって勉強していて、で自分が劇作とか演出とかをやるとは思ってなかったんですけど、ずっと俳優をやりながらその時に違和感だとかを抱えていて、それをその大学の卒業する年に。
So I started doing theater in high school, and I was studying to become an actor, and I always thought I would be an actor. I never really thought of myself as a writer or director, but then in college, I reached my final year in college.
その日々抱えてた違和感とかを作品にしてみようと思って、大学の友達を集めて卒業研究として作品を作ってみました。
And I realized that as an actor, I had a lot of dissatisfaction or things that I felt didn't set well with me. So that last year in college, I gathered some of my friends together and I tried writing and directing a play.
それが思いのほか評判が良くて、それから自分もすごくやりがいを感じたので続けてきました。
And that particular piece was received unexpectedly well, and I felt like it was worth continuing, so I did.
When you write, what are your influences? Who did you look up to? What were your inspirations?
作品を作る時どういう他の好きな劇作家とか何にインスパイアされて書いているんです
か？大学の時に出てたのはすごくこの新劇って呼ばれる、日本では伝統的なというか硬いお芝居に出たりとかしていて、それは全然面白いと思ってたわけじゃなくて俳優の勉強としてやっていて、その時にいい影響というよりも自分だったらこうやりたいっていうことをすごく考えていました。
So when I was an actor, I performed primarily in shingeki plays, which how would you say shingeki is like
Boulevard theater or?
but contemporary but straight, kind of conventional plays. And I would say that I was influenced by them in terms of I thought those were the kinds of plays that I didn't want to make, and I was kind of reacting against them, and that reaction comes out in my work.
本当に自分が作家になれるとは思っていなかったので、その当時使ってた携帯で初めは言葉を打ち始めて、それをどんどんこう貯めていってましたね。
I wasn't really thinking that I would become a playwright. I remember in the early days I had a cell phone, and I would kind of keep a log of words in my cell phone, and that became the beginnings of my plays.
だからすごく好きな作家がいて、その人に影響を受けたという感覚はあまりないですね。
There's no sense of like, oh, there was a playwright or a theater maker that I really admired, and I was influenced by them, and I followed their footsteps or anything like that.
もちろん今すごく尊敬している作家はたくさんいます。
Of course, now there are many playwrights that I do admire.
Amazing that we have chosen a flip phone or a smartphone for your notes. But are you, in a way, so one could read it as a very political play or a very feminist, post-feminism play. What is your, do you see yourself in a line of writers concerned with these kind of issues?
I 私はもうフェミニストだと自分のことは思っていないし、政治も多くの日本人がそうであるようにあまり関心が強いっていうわけではないですね。
I actually would not really consider myself a feminist necessarily, and I think, like many Japanese people, I am not particularly politically engaged either.
だからこういう主張があるとか、フェミニストとしてこういう主張をしたいとか、そういう誰かにアゲインストするっていうかように作品は作っていません。
So it's not like I'm creating this play to make this kind of political statement or to have this like feminist agenda out in the world or anything like that.
自分が自然に自分が生活をしていて、その時に感じることを感じたことを何かの何々派とかに当てはめるのではなくて、より無邪気に出したいっていつも思っています。
I'm really just trying to express without kind of falling into any school of thought or any political movement, the things that I feel and experience in my day-to-day life.
It's just stunning, the Me Too character, in a sense, how closely connected it is. But let's talk a bit about your technique of writing. Do you write at home on a computer? How many drafts do you do? Do you write all day? How do you create your work?
作品を作るときはどういうプロセスで作りますか？一日中部屋にこもってパソコンに向かってそれともどういう作業を
まず、長い、モノローグをバーッとその時の気分で書いてみて、それを俳優に少しずつ配って彼らとその文章を読んでの彼らの意見とかを聞きながらどんどんそれを膨らましていってっていう作業を最近はしています。
So lately my process has been mostly, first I will just generate a long monologue, and then I'll enter the rehearsal space with my actors, and we'll read it together, and I will ask for their reactions and opinions, and then that will influence how I continue, and we'll develop it together that way.
だからこの作品もその俳優との作業がすごく密にあって、彼らのエピソードもいくつか入っています。
So this play too went through a process like that of working very closely with the actors, and a lot of the stories that they contributed or they experienced made their way into the script as well.
そうやってこうたくさんの、素材を作ってどういうふうに組み合わせていくかっていうことを最終的にやっていきます。
And then with a lot of different scenes and ingredients before me, I'll figure out how to piece everything together into a cohesive whole.
Fantastic, such a brilliant dialogue, so tense, surprising, imaginative, and very serious and bloody, but also so funny. So all you can have in a play. But let's talk our two actors. How did it feel? Or three? How did it feel to perform that text? You go ahead. Should be on. I think it's on.
Fun. No, yeah, it was incredibly fun.
I won't pretend that it wasn't scary, but it was very...
What was scary about it?
A lot. I think there's something very precious about performing work that is translated, and wanting to honor a piece of text that I'm not able to read an original copy of, and the closest understanding I have is the script that Aya translated, but also after moving past the initial I wouldn't say reluctance, maybe like being timid to grab onto it. There's something so fun about just like playing with something that you don't really know what's going on with.
And again, to the actors, what did you wrestle with? What was complicated and what was easy?
I don't know, yeah, maybe tone sometimes, like finding the style a bit.
The tones in the different modes. It's quite complex.
I would agree with Max. Things that were serious or ended up being more fun when we were playing with it, but also not being sure of like what is the right interpretation, which applies to any play really.
Kristine, tell us a bit about the adaptation, the process, your ideas, your vision.
Yeah. Well, first off, I really want to thank Kyo here, who was assistant directing and also serving as dramaturg. So it was really incredible to have Kyo's insight of the play. She had read both the Japanese and the English. So as we were grappling with trying to understand these cultural tones or these characters that seem to be very specifically nestled in a cultural stereotype. Kyo was kind of there every step of the way, helping us decode that or understand that. So yeah, there was an approach where we were trying to be very sensitive to those things and also leaving room to play a lot. I think when I first read this play, again, I was really struck by the images, and I was thinking, what can I offer this play? And I imagined all the cock moments being puppeted or done physically, and for me, this experiment to really place that image in its most clear version via projection was an exciting experiment for me.
So maybe before we go to audience questions, to Chiben, the last question, as a dramaturg, did you feel you had to make adaptations for American audiences? Was there something you felt you had to media that was not so really clear, and what was that?
Yeah, I also had a reaction when I read the play. I thought it was very, very serious because there are a lot of situations where women are very oppressed and silenced by men, and that is something that I feel very, very close to because I grew up in Japan. So, but like when we started play around, I realized there is a surreal absurdity in it, and I really enjoyed it. But at the same time, I really wanted to make sure that there is very, very sad and pathetic and also desperate about this play. And I also really contemplated on the meaning of why we present this Japanese play that happens in Japan in America and to the American audience. And I was very, very interested in how we can make those messages clear.
Yeah, I think it came clear, very loud and crystal clear, and still light like a bird's foot, as someone said, what good poetry is about. The characters are dangerous, they could hurt someone. You have a feeling. I think Mark Ravenhill, who once was here, about his play, Shopping and Fucking, he said, my characters were dangerous. Most of plays, he said, they could kill the other ones. What are people talking about? I feel these are strong characters, and they have something to say, even in that world, this imaginary world of the inside and the outside of the imagination, the truth and not, and that it was this commercial shopping and what's love, what's a relationship, and the office work. I thought it was a fantastic condensation of thoughts, which is so complex, where we don't really, as you might say, it's not easy to put them into a sense or some logic, but I felt it's something very, very contemporary. And I don't know, I've been only once there, but it felt, or twice, it's something, of a Japanese player. I could see that coming from there, maybe not from other places. But maybe we have some lights from the audiences, and for the audiences, we have a time for a couple of questions. Thanks, Alex. So any thoughts, or it can be a comment, doesn't have to be a question. And anybody has something, and then again, anybody else? Yeah, so we start here. And maybe say very shortly who you are, and then, but just one question or one observation.
I am a grandmother with a half-Japanese granddaughter, age 23. I'm very interested in this subject. I thought the performance, the play, everything was stellar. From the translation to the incredible acting and to the writing. Yeah. Really, it's given me a whole new dimension on life.
Thank you. You go here,
I thought it was wonderfully transgressive and very funny because of that. The most interesting comment for me has been that you discovered you wrote a comedy, which means that you made it a comedy. I mean, the direction and the actors took it in that direction, and I think it really works well here in that form, in that style, in that genre. And it reminded me of two things, Karen Finley being transgressive and Jarry. You know, it's just, it was exaggerated in that way and so affecting, true, and pleasurable. So.
Okay. Yoko first and then you. Yeah, sorry.
Hi, I'm Yoko Shioya, Artistic Director at Japan Society. The question to Kristine, I read that, or not the article, I read that it's play in Japanese that Satoko-san sent me, and then I talked with Aya when she was working on the translation. And as you know, we've been doing the similar English translated play reading, and then whether or not we will take this play into our next project or not. And then that process, I was talking with Aya. And then Aya told me, did you see the video? And then I didn't see it. Then when I read the Japanese play, it was, I wouldn't say it's serious, but then I thought that it would be too shocking, probably. And so then Aya told me, well, you should see the video. It's not that shocking thing, or some, I don't know exact conversation I had. And then I saw her production in Japan, in Japanese, and then I laughed a lot. I mean, I'm probably Americanized. So, so I laughed at the scenes, and then, so my question to you is that, did you see the video before you this put together, or you just read it and then come up with like what the Satoko said as a way of comedy?
Yeah, I just read it. I knew that a previous production existed, but I had not seen it. So yeah, this was an interpretation directly from the script.
So I loved it, but I wanted to know how does it feel if you didn't intend it to be a comedy, that you saw it as a comedy here? Like, how does that feel?
でも日本でもあまりコメディだと思わなくても割とコメディとして扱われることは多いですし、自分もその陽気な人間っていうか、自分もそんなシリアスな人間じゃないので面白いことを書いてる意識はありますね。
I mean, people did, even in Japan, there are some people who treated it as a comedy, and even though I wasn't necessarily thinking about deliberately like writing a comedy, I'm a lighthearted person and generally am aware that I'm writing about some out there things, so feel good about it.
Maybe one or two, yeah?
Hi Satoko, that was really great to see it, because I, as you know, I saw the production in Japan, and I felt that what in both places, what fascinated me the most was the idea of me and another me, and then the other me takes on all these different identities, and it came off differently here, but I sort of felt that that was the serious core, and with that you could play, and in Japan some people were laughing, but I think it was an uncomfortable laugh, but I think the comedy is an uncomfortable comedy, and that is what's so great about it.
日本にいた時もそういったことは私この経験をもう一人の私がいろんな人物が発信するんだけど、そこに違和感を感じて、その違和感からコメディが生まれてくるんじゃないかなと思って質問を受けたですね。
Maybe one last, yeah, here.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm a Chinese actor. So my question is, why is the song Chinese? I want to hear the story behind the Chinese song.
なんで私、中国人の俳優です。で、中国の歌とか何は何だったんでしょうか。
まあこれは日本人が中国人の真似をしているっていう前提があってのシーンなんですけど、本当に中国人が出ているわけではないんですが、まあ中国人へのイメージ、日本人が持っているイメージってすごいメディアから作られていて、まあ悪いイメージだとかすごく実際の中国人のことを知らずに何か日本人に植え付けようとして作られたイメージっていうものがあって、そういうものに、主人公が踊らされているっていうことがとても面白いんじゃないかと思いました。
So as it says in the stage directions, this is not an actual Chinese person who appears, or not actual Chinese actor even that appears, but it is a Japanese, a caricature of a Chinese person constructed by a Japanese person. And to me, what I was trying to do is that the idea of a Chinese person exists in Japanese culture that's created from the media. It could be a negative stereotype. It could be like whatever, a variety of things. But I was interested in having the protagonist of the play being influenced by this kind of idea of a person that's not based in reality, that's created by the culture around her.
Well, oh yeah, please.
もちろんこれが本当の中国人だと私ども思って書いてるわけではなくって、そのメディアの作った中国人っていうものを描いてみました。それが極端なものであることが面白いと思った。
So I was making a pretty, I never envisioned it being like a real Chinese person. I was going for an extreme version of what something that constructed by the Japanese society.
Well, thank you. We're coming close to the end of the first reading, and I think it was a fantastic start. And all the other plays are really significant work also and inspiring, so I hope you will have time. I know you can't see all, after all this is New York, but it will be of interest. I would like to welcome Kenji Matsumoto from the Japan Foundation. As I said earlier, they are the great supporters. Kenji was here also 10 years ago when we did the first exchange. He has been a great supporter and friend of the Segal Center, and also supported this. He's also a great worker in the field of theater and international connections. And so Kenji, thank you for coming and being here. And this is great. So last question to you: are those real leather shoes you have on?
どっちだったか忘れました。
I forget.
We'll find out. And I would say another big applause was for this really stellar. Thank you. And I think at 5 o'clock, right? Is the next? 5. Yes. So thank you all for coming.